ShartimusPrime, ShartimusPrime. Reading comics, toys are hella sick, hella whacking it. Taking bad hits, taking bad hits. Subscribe. Oh, space fart. Oh. Hey, what's up you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another Marvel Legends action figure review on the X-Men Apocalypse Build-A-Figure Waves Magneto. If you're trying to pick up this set, you can pre-order it right now with big. Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below. Alright, we get the new design for Magneto right over here. Pretty interesting. I don't know. We'll see how that figure looks once I open it. But anyway, looking at the side, you can see a nice image of Magneto. And then on the very back, you can see the product shot. There's a read-up over here. If you want to read it, go ahead and pause it now. There's the other figures from the wave. And then you can see Magneto again right over there. And then we get the X-Men logo right at the very top and not much more at the bottom. So let's get to it and crack this thing open. And here's Magneto out of the packaging. And I gotta say right off the bat, I am not really that stoked about this figure. I'm just not a huge fan of the design. There's several contemporary designs for Magneto. This is definitely one of them. But he's had some others in recent history that I would probably like more for an action figure than this one right here. It's not awful or anything. We get this lightning effect for his magnetism feature, which is not, or his magnetism abilities, you know, and I don't think it represents magnetism powers that well. I don't know. Yeah, we'll get into it more in a second, but first let's get a closer look at those accessories. So here's looking at the accessories. Of course, I don't have the Build-A-Figure piece here. We'll look at that when I go over that figure review for Apocalypse, and then I'm missing the left fist. I don't know where I put it. I looked all over the place. I got this baggie full of hands over here. I could not find it. I emptied it out, searched through it, looked all over the place. I guess I'll find it immediately when I'm done shooting this review. That's usually how it works out. Anyway, so you get the two fisted hands, and then you get these two magnetic powering effect hands, which I'm not the biggest fan of. I'm just not really feeling these too much, man. And of course, you can see we get the two head sculpts back there, but we'll look at those in a second. But yeah, I think these are sculpted pretty good. The translucent purple looks pretty nice. I think that's cool, but I don't know, for a magnetism effect, I'm just not really sold on that. And then we get these lightning effects over here, which we've seen before, you know, like with Thor. You can see the translucent blue, which look great for lightning effects, but I'm not really feeling these for magnetism power effects. As I mentioned earlier, I'm just not really sold on this. Yeah, I mean, I think they're neat that you could, you know, unravel them and you could do different things with them if you'd like, but these look like electricity powers, not magnetism powers. It's kind of, I don't know, more like an ambient orb would have done better, you know? I actually kind of like this effect for magnetism more so. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section below which you think is an easier sell for a magnetism effect. This one or this one? This one or this one? A decent one or decent one? Of course, assuming this one was purple, it's still attached to my Wonder Man figure. And then here's one of the Revoltech Magneto effects right here, and this is actually most ideal. These are my favorite magnetism effects right here. So you can see, a little bit of electricity kind of look. I don't know. Some people dig it. That's okay, you know, but I don't know, not for me. So when I mentioned earlier that I would have preferred to see a new Magneto figure with a different costume, this is what I'm talking about. I really like the Marvel Now Magneto look with the black a lot. I think that looks really cool. I also really like how he looked with the white. That was a really cool design choice as well. So either of those I would have preferred over this design right here. And you can see how the whole lightning effect inspiration just kind of bleeded onto this figure from these images. That's what I'm assuming anyway, right? Like sometimes when I review these figures and I find images online, I'm like, that's what they were looking at when they made this figure. I'm pretty sure that's what they were looking at. Anyway, looking at the head sculpt though, I think it actually looks pretty good. I can't really complain about this helmeted head sculpt much at all. I really like that slight purple paint around his eyes. I think the eyebrows look really good. I like how the helmet goes over his face and everything. A little bit of paint missing the mark right here on the right side. You can see the deco kind of missed. We get some extra black at the top and then red bleeding over at the bottom, so that's not you know, 100% accurate. On this side, get a little minor scuffage. Nice black helmet. I like it. Looks pretty good. He has his purple cape right here. Not looking too bad at all. We'll get a closer look at that in a second, but we have another head sculpt to look at, and we have the helmetless head sculpt right here, which I actually think looks pretty good. I've heard people complain about the hair. how there's no real paint detail in the hair at all. That doesn't really bother me so much, but you can see it kind of does disappear into my white backdrop. As I darken things, you can see the details a lot better. I would have actually kind of preferred this more gray color than the flat white, but I don't know, the white does remind me of the Jim Lee X-Men days a bit. But I think it looks pretty good. I'm not really upset by the hair at all. I actually kind of like it. And I like the facial expression and everything. So that's pretty cool. Then looking at the cape, I think it's sculpted pretty well. I feel like we've seen this cape before. I could very well be wrong about that. I'm not sure if they used that on the 2013 release. I think it was the Jubilee Wave, right? I think it was the Jubilee Waves version. But yeah, you can see that we get the shoulder pads right here. I'm not the biggest fan of this thing. I guess it's supposed to tuck underneath right there. The peg that goes into the back of the figure, I feel like this needs to be shaved down a little bit, and it's very soft plastic, which is good for a cape, but again, porting it in is a little troublesome. I find this getting very crooked on me, and it's kind of wobbly and not very pleasant to work with. But looking at the muscle definition over here, it looks pretty good. I like it. We've seen this body mold before. They've been giving us some new molds lately. The arms look pretty good right here. Nice gauntlet right there on the forearm. And then we get those electricity hands again. And then, yeah, I think the red looks pretty good. It doesn't go all the way up, as you can see right there. There's just a little bit missing. Let's see on the back. You can see some nice red paint. It's missing just about the same amount on the back, but it's not too bad. I like that they added the paint over here, even though it's covered by the cape. Same thing with the butt and the legs. So, good looking Magneto butt. The boots look really good. I like that a lot. Nice little panels sculpted on there and everything. A little bit of red missing from right here, but not the worst. For the most part, I like the red over the black. It looks pretty nice to me. I like these new boots. These are new to me. I like them a lot. Look pretty good. He does have the peg holes at the bottom of his feet. Now to go over Magneto's articulation, you can see that you can move the head all the way upward, and you can move his head downward. You get side-to-side motion. Shoulders move outward just that far, and downward you get this 360 motion. It kind of bumps into the shoulder pad right there, so luckily that will move out of the way. You get a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, and then all four hands, double jointed elbows, and then all four hands can rotate side to side and hinge up and down. We get an ab crunch forward, ab crunch back, waist swivel, hips move outward that far, and he can kick forward that much, back that much, upper thigh cut, double jointed knees, boot rotation, ankles move down, ankles move up quite a bit, and he does have ankle pivot. Now measuring out this Magneto figure, you can see that he is standing just a little over 6.5 inches tall. And then for your Magneto comparison, we have this new Hasbro Magneto figure next to the Toy Biz Series 3 Magneto, and you can see this one stands maybe just a little bit taller. Now I no longer have the Jubilee Wave Magneto figure. I did get rid of that. I sold it off. I didn't like that figure very much, but it did utilize the Shield Agent body mold. So one thing I wanted to show off over here is that you can put the helmetless Magneto head on this body, but it looks a little bit weird. It's like he's missing a neck. But if you wanted to make that work, you can. It does fit on the bull peg, but I don't know. It's not a perfect match proportion-wise. Then I also wanted to show this helmetless Magneto head on a suited body. We have the chameleon body right here. Doesn't really work perfectly either. We see Magneto wearing a white suit like this, so I don't know. I was kind of hoping that would work, but Then here's our new Marvel Legends Magneto next to the Reveltech Magneto, and yeah, you can see he can't really stand on his own with that huge cape. But you can see this Reveltech figure is just a little bit smaller than the Marvel Legend, you know, but still, man, this figure is really cool. I do like it. It's just too bad that he's so cape heavy. Then here's Magneto next to the Artifacts Plus Magneto statue. This is the Marvel Now variant, and I really like how it looks with all the white right here. I just think this is an awesome costume design. Yeah, it's pretty similar to this one over here, but I don't know. There's just something about it. I just think it looks cooler. And then here's Magneto next to the other figures from this wave that I've already reviewed. We have Gladiator, Multiple Man, Wolverine, and Sabretooth. I don't know if you noticed my modifications to these two figures right here, but I like how they look. I think they look so much better. I do need to swap out those claws though. And then here's Magneto next to your average 6-inch scale figure. We have the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. I gotta thank you guys for watching my video, especially those of you that watch all the way from the very beginning to the end of these videos, even if there's no stop motion in it. Sorry I could not make stop motion today, but please hit that like button if you liked the video anyway, and please leave your comment down below letting me know what you think of this Magneto figure and letting me know what you think of my review, as well as hitting that subscribe button and the notification bell. I actually like how this figure looks in this pose right here. I'm probably going to add him to my shelf posed like this. I've been using the Reveltech Magneto figure for my X-Men display, and having this, you know, official good guy version of Magneto, I'm going to go ahead and add him to the shelf, to the X-Men shelf like this. And that actually looks pretty cool to me. But at the same time, my gripes about the electric effects, I don't know. It's just not my favorite. And I know I have comic book images to reference Magneto with those electric effects. It's just, I just don't prefer it. It's just not my favorite look. And so, yeah, I'm not really that stoked about this figure. Thus, I'm giving it a SUD rating of...
I'll wait for the Black Friday sale.
Because I'd still pick it up for the Build-A-Figure piece. They got me with the Build-A-Figure piece, man. If it wasn't for the BAF piece, it would just be a complete pass. So, have to get it for the Build-A-Figure piece. That's why I always thought, you know, Build-A-Figures was a smart move. And, you know, I'm able to think of a place to put this on my display shelf. I just, you know, would prefer to spend less money on it, you know, thus Black Friday sale. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, please leave a comment down below if you'd like to see a photo gallery of images. Check them out over at marvelousnews.com and ShartimusPrime.net. And don't forget to follow me on the Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. Links to everything in the description below. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.
Crispy.
Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't.